I got a fun one today. I'm doing an unboxing, which will eventually, at some point in time, turn into a review, but not today. Um, got some sunglasses from Detour sunglasses. If you haven't heard of Detour, then you probably live under a rock because they're, at least in my opinion, one of the best, or social media wise, because again, I've just now received my first pair of glasses from them, so I can't say anything about the quality. Um, but just social media wise, they seem to be one of the best, if not the best, up and coming like big sunglasses company. They do a lot of cool videos, and you know, based off of their website and description and just everything about their sunglasses, they seem to be the best out there right now, at least in my opinion. So whether or not the actual sunglasses they have hold up to that type of vibe or whatever, we'll see. So this is the box it comes in, which if you watch their uh, TikTok, I think it is, you'll see that because sometimes they'll actually do like packaging videos where they show you them packaging up stuff. So let's see. Well, I have my address. Glasses. 25-hour replacements for life. Lose them, break them. We have you covered. Detour care list. And that's another thing that I wanted to speak on. I was kind of waiting for the review, but some of that stuff I guess I could go ahead and speak on now. So they do what is called. It's kind of weird. They put a bubble wrap thing in there, but there's like literally no air in it. But that's it. As long as the sunglasses are fine, I don't care. But just to be noted, there was no real protection in there. That was kind of lame. But yeah, they do $25 replacements for life. Now, before y'all jump and say, well, that's kind of messed up. Everybody else does free or whatever. Keep in mind, these are like $48 glasses. Um, when you go on their website, not always, but sometimes they'll have a little option to kind of sign up for um, a percentage off. I think it's like 10-15%. And if you do that, then that takes your order down to like 40 something dollars after tax. Not to mention free shipping always, so you never have to ever pay for shipping, which is amazing. Um, but the reason that I bring up the $25 for life thing, even though that's in the packaging, is most of the companies that offer free, their glasses are much higher, or there's some sort of a hassle when it comes to replacing your glasses. They want to complain and say the issue isn't their fault. You can't get a hold of them. There's all kinds of issues. I've dealt with this stuff in the past. I think, to my knowledge, I've only ever dealt with one company that had free replacements, and there was no issues. Um, Not to mention, it's for life. You know what I mean? So you're basically paying like less than half than what they cost, and you always get a replacement. I feel like it's worth it. Not to mention, I think you've got up until 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check. My notes are in my phone. I think you have up to 6 months when you first initially get them to where they replace them for free. So up until 6 months, it's either 3 months or 6 months. I can't remember, but you have up until then for them to just completely replace them for free, no questions asked. So that's even more amazing. But the rest of the information that I'll give you will come at a later date. Here's the bag they give you, which I'm cool with. It was free. You know, it's not one of those companies where you have to pay extra to get the bag and stuff too. A little Detour logo. Plus, the bag is also um, a cleaning cloth. Like most people don't, maybe know, don't know. I don't know. I've always used mine to clean my glasses. Those look beautiful. So, oh, that's cool. Create your own destiny. Detour. These are the breach, by the way, in case y'all don't know. Breach, and they're ANSI Z87 Plus. I always say ANSI rated, but some people don't know what that means. Basically means they're also qualified to be safety glasses. The lenses are. So if you're like me and you cut grass and you hunt and you fish and you do all kinds of stuff and your sunglasses work, you don't have to buy 20 pairs of sunglasses. You can just buy everyday pair to rock and use, and then they double as your sunglasses. Um, Now, some stuff about them that I really liked that made me choose to get these. For the most part, on paper, these are my perfect sunglasses. They have these rubber pieces right here to keep from slipping off your face, and then the nose grips are rubber. So that's even better if you're out working and sweating and whatnot. They're a wraparound design, which I really, really, really like because somebody I saw that made a video on these, I believe it was TikTok, was stating that he was having to wear other sunglasses from other companies, and he wore them because if you pay attention to most um, ANSI rated glasses, they're just glasses in the front, and then you have to wear side guards. The side guards are basically built in. We're gonna do a try on. Be jickle. Now I will say they are kind of big on me, shockingly, and I'm not a huge fan of how they bump my hat, but that's easily fixable by me just doing that. Um, yeah, but they're a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. I almost feel like these are the XLs, but they don't say XLs, so I guess they're not. I mean, I assume they would be big considering they're supposed to protect around your whole eye area. Um, I do like them though. Takes some getting used to. They have that new sunglasses smell. One thing I will say about them that I'm not too super excited about, and I even like when you place an order at the end, they'll have like a little, I don't know always, but for me, it had like a little questionnaire. And it asked me, like, I believe, like, what kept me from making a purchase earlier or something along the lines of, like, what would have made me not purchase or something like that. And my issue was I didn't have enough color options. To my knowledge, or at least when I was looking, the Breach XLs, which, if you don't know, are the exact same thing as these, but for people with bigger heads. I don't have a huge head, surprisingly. Like, it looks big, but that's because I'm fat. But normal sunglasses fit me no problem. Um, but they have, like, huge versions of these and huge versions of most of their frames for people that do have bigger heads. Um, but one thing that I've noticed is that the regular versions of these, they don't have color options. They're just all matte black. Whereas the XLs, to me, from what I remember, they had like uh, frosted gray frame, and I think they even had like a red, white, and blue version. Um, yeah, that's one issue that I have because I do not like matte black frames. The reason for that, and we'll see now if I have that issue. Yeah, I already have that issue. It's not horrible, but it's there. Um, Hang on. I got lint in the nose. If you can't tell, which I guess. Oh my God. Oh, there we go. I have like ridiculously curly hair. I have ridiculously curly hair, on my head, and I have a beard. Usually have like an actual full beard, but I got sick of it. It kept anyway. Beside the point. I use beard oils and I use hair oils. My shampoo and conditioner and stuff I use in my hair typically is a lot of. I know I'm talking a lot about stuff, even though this is just unboxing. That's what I do. Sorry, leave me alone. I use a lot of oils. I use a lot of coconut oil for my hair because it's very frizzy and kinky and I have dry scalp. And I use a lot of beard oils because I take care of my beard. When you do that, any sunglasses that are matte black shows up oils, and I freaking hate it. Some days are worse than others. Some days aren't so bad, but always you're gonna see it. I don't know how well you can see it there. There's some right up in there. Oh, right up in here. Um, it's not that bad. I tried them on once. Not to mention, when you start sweating through here, you start seeing them on there as well, and then you constantly have to do this. Granted, it shouldn't theoretically be all that bad on these because they are rubber nosed, but that's just an issue that I wanted to point out because I don't like that. I wish they had a gloss black version personally. One thing that I didn't point out is they're hinged. I will say the frame does feel a little flimsier. Well, I wouldn't say flimsier because the part that feels flimsy is this, and it's not necessarily quality. Um, it's not a quality issue. That's something that I always notice on any pair of sunglasses that has these. I don't typically wear sunglasses with hinges, spring hinges, for that reason, just because I feel like they don't hold up as well. But considering these are like a very cheap pair of premium sunglasses, these aren't your Dollar Tree or your Walmart or whatever. These are what I would consider to be more of a premium style sunglasses. Um, I guess more or less I'll just have to see if they prove me wrong. I mean, I can't sit here and say, oh, well, they're cheaply made when I don't know. I like I said, it's more of a they feel flimsy, but that's because they're made to do that. So they do kind of twist a little, but again, like that's part of it. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh my god, their glasses are falling apart. You know? But yeah, you can't see it as bad. Hang on, let's see. I just put some beard oil on, so there you go. Let's see it. Yeah, right there, where it's all shiny. I know that's like stuff that most people shouldn't care about or wouldn't care about, but I'm just pointing that out as someone that has that issue. That's why I don't typically ever wear, sorry, matte black sunglasses, but that's all they offered. And as I said, literally everything other than that on paper was like my perfect pair of sunglasses. Because seriously, dang it, I hate when people do that. Okay. Because seriously, they're everything else that I want. They have lens options. They have lens color options. Um, they're polarized for the same price. They're ANSI rated. Um, they're stylish. They're comfortable. I like that. I mean, the more I wear them, the more I'm liking them. You got to keep in mind, like typically, I'm more of a wayfarer style sunglasses wearer. I wanted something that I could wear working and playing, if that makes sense. Typically, I have to wear two different pairs of sunglasses, or carry them. I'll have like a pair of cheap $5-10 safety glasses that I wear to weed eat, mow grass, work, and stuff like that. And then I have my Wayfarer style sunglasses that I wear out. I wanted something that I could do both. Because even though these glasses are about $50 after tax, also they always constantly have sales going on. So just pay attention to their social media. But in the world we're living in right now, a pair of sunglasses with this type of quality and with these specifications should be much more expensive. I can't remember everything because, as I said, it's all written on my phone. But from what I remember, rated lenses, hinges, rubber grips on the nose, free shipping, polarized lenses, um, hydrophobic saltwater rated or whatever the heck that means. There's better like information on it. I'm just going off of memory. But they're like if you get the ones that have like I mean even these, but the ones that have like the mirrored lenses, they're rated for saltwater. Um, Hydrophobic, which means if it's raining or something, the water will slide right off. Just there's a long list of like little details in these sunglasses that most people probably don't know. And I will tell you this too, from what I can tell, it's not all their sunglasses. If I'm not mistaken, it's the Breach, which the Breach is like their fishing style sunglass. And then maybe like one other style. I didn't look at every single one of their styles just because I was only interested in the Breach. Um, so that is kind of a bummer. It's not like they do the ANSI rated and all the other stuff for all their sunglasses, but at the same time, it makes sense. You know, these are their wraparound version. They're made like a safety glass, or I shouldn't say they're made like a safety glass because safety glasses are kind of ugly. Uh, they're made with details and I guess with the consumer in mind. Like they made them with knowing that's something they were going to do. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you buy safety glasses, there are these round bug eye things that go all the way around to the side, or you buy regular sunglasses that might have rated lenses, and then you have to buy guards for the sides because you still have to worry about stuff going in. They actually took the time to build a frame knowing that they were going to put bigger lenses in them. So from the side profile, which I'll try to give you, you still are good. So you can just wear them. You don't have to sit here and go and buy or have all these little extra parts to stick on the sides of your glasses. You can just buy one pair of sunglasses and be done. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you, as long as these work out for me, I'm buying more. I already actually messaged the company a few days ago when I placed the order for these because there's another pair that I want. I want to start to get back into fishing and maybe do some fishing content on here. Um, but there is God, I can't even. I'm having a brain fart. Um, there's a fishing tournament that I want to be a part of potentially. It's just some few things that have to get in place first for that to happen. But I want to get some brown lenses or copper lens sunglasses from them. It's another thing that's kind of cool. If you go on their page and you look at their detours, scroll all the way to the bottom. First, you will see a little thing that shows you like what the difference is when you have polarized lenses versus unpolarized. Scroll down a little bit lower, and they will tell you the actual base color of the lenses. Because a lot of times companies, like if you get a red lens mirror is what I'm referring to, the inside will be brown. Or if you get blue mirror, the inside will be black. Theirs are all different. So if you're a fisherman and you're looking for that type of thing specifically, scroll down because I was going off of mirror color and you can't do that with this company because they have so many different colors. They're not all the same. Like if I'm not mistaken, their red lens are pink. Like they all differ. But they do have a pair of gold mirror lensed um, sunglasses that are copper based. And so if I fall in love with these, which I'm so far am, a lot of traffic today. If I fall in love with these and I end up being like, okay, these are gonna be my forever sunglasses, um, I plan on ordering the pair of gold lens ones for specifically fishing. I don't have any problems wearing these for fishing, but if you can't tell, oh God, I didn't realize how, like it's shady today, but even with these on, like, okay. Um, Ew. Yeah. A little bit in there. Not nowhere as bad. as I said, I have some worse days. There's a little bit right there. Happens a lot more when it's like 90 degrees outside, but let's see how that fits on the hat. Oh, that's perfect with the little, it like grips your hat. That's even better. Um, but if you don't know much about fishing, um, typically you use brown lens or brown lens base, brown or copper for freshwater, and then black lens, black base lens. There's other lenses you can use, but that's just the general rule of thumb. Brown and copper is for freshwater, meaning like dirty, mucky, bass, catfish type water, and then freshwater, seawater. Um, being out on blue water is more or less your black lenses, black base. So, like, I could use these more than likely, but these would probably not work as well for what I typically would use them for, or would need them for. So that's why I'm looking at getting the gold mirrors because, yeah, I typically fish freshwater, so I'd like to be able to see the fish, um, brown, black, whatever. Polarized lenses let you be able to see down into the water, and when you care about fishing, you want to be able to see where the fish are, so you can cast and blah blah blah. But yeah, so as of right now, it's not the review, which kind of is, but still, um, yeah, I'm in love with them so far. Um, I mean, other than the hinges, which again, that's something I got to get used to because I've never had it before. The overall like feel of them feels nice. I mean, I would assume that the frames and the build it's pretty decently made if you're gonna put an NC rated lens. I would assume. Dang flies. I love how the logo is like like it's there, but it's not raised. I mean it's not sticking out if that makes sense. Like it's carved in almost, but it's also flat, which I like. Like if I like a pair of sunglasses, I like people to know what I'm wearing. Some people might not. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna throw them through their paces. I just cut the grass like 2 days ago, and it's not really growed yet. Plus, it's been raining. But next time I cut the grass, and most people would say, "Well, that's not it's a test." For me, it's a test because I have 6 acres of country farmland all around me. I'm not in the city. I'm not in some nice country area. I'm in rural North Carolina, in the Appalachian Mountains. Like they're literally right there. I can see them. Um, Most of my yard was at once a field, so it's not regular grass. It's got like that weird thick field grass. Not to mention, I don't have a lawnmower. I have a push mower, so I have to push mow all 6 acres, and a lot of it's hills, and we've got a lot of ant mounds and stuff like that I have to mow over. So it's a pain in the butt. So when I have to mow, it is an event. It's not, me sitting on a mower all nice and, comfortable with, a glass of sweet tea or a beer or something, just chilling. No, I'm out here busting my arse, sweating my arse off. Like it sucks. Not to mention weed eating. I got to weed eat all of this too. I got to weed eat all down the road, weed eat the fence line, weed eat this rock wall, which you can't see any of this, but I'm just letting you know. All around the trees, the bushes, the porch, the mailbox, the fire pit, around the house, around the fence line, around the house, the barn, the shed. Yeah, I got a lot to weed eat. So these, God, the more I put them on, the more it's like, holy crap, these are amazing. I'm starting to fall in love with them. Like at first, when I first put them on, they were kind of big. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of falling for them. Dang. Okay. I don't like that, but again, they are rated, so you do want them to be kind of big because, safety. Why would you want a pair of safety glasses that are that big? You know what I'm saying? Like, the more they cover, the better, realistically. Um, they kind of remind me of some my last favorite pair of sunglasses that I wore all the time. They were my fishing glasses, but I stopped wearing them because they got harder and harder to find, and the quality control was kind of shite. I'm not going to say the brand, but they're a particular pair of fishing sunglasses that you can get in the fishing section at Walmart. Um, they're probably a third of the price of these. Probably for the first 6 months, they're absolutely amazing. I'll be honest. Super comfortable. They got the rubber nose grips. They come in different colors. They have the mirrored lenses, but the first time they get wet, the mirror lenses start falling off. Like, they start peeling. And I don't mean wet as in salt water. I mean wet as in rain. Like it could do a light drizzle, and as soon as water touches them around the edges, they start flaking. Like, I could understand it if I'm like out on the ocean and salt water got on it and I went to rub the lenses and scratched them all up. No, just light rain mist, and you go to wipe them off on your t-shirt or something, it starts flaking. So yeah, I stopped wearing those, and I've been on the hunt for something like this. Basically, what I would say, in my opinion, is like those exact same sunglasses, but super specked out, like super amazingly made. Um, like I said, they're fairly similar shape wise, except they're a tad bigger, but they weren't ANSI rated and all that stuff. They were polarized, but again, they're like $15 at Walmart. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a big dude. I got a big head for the most part. I don't have to have the XLs, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm fat, so you kind of want a little bit bigger. Plus, again, they're safety glasses, so that's just, I love them so far. I'm not going to sit here and like toot their horn and stuff because I don't know. But as of right now, I'm excited to try these sunglasses out and wear them. Um, these will probably be like my everyday beaters, I guess you'd call them. I mean, until I can afford to just buy like every color they have and just wear them all the time, these will be like my everydays. You know what I mean? Like, I'll probably wear them out in the yard for now. Well, better yet, I'll probably wear these out in the yard and I'll abuse them and test them and see how far they'll go. And then if I end up falling in love with them, I'll probably buy a second pair of these for like going out and about. Just to have a pair of sunglasses that aren't all messed up. Um, and then these will just be like my hunting ones. And everyday, just black lensed um, sunglasses. I don't know what's going on over here. And then the gold lenses, gold mirrored ones, will just be strictly for fishing. Or if I feel like wearing gold lens sunglasses one day. I know I talk a lot. I know it's stupid. 30-minute video for no reason. But for the people that do make it this far, here's what you got to understand about me. My channel is a review channel. And you might sit there and say, well, dude, you're doing an unboxing video that turned into whatever. I get that. My point is, in the day and age of making videos, so many people just get straight to the point and make a 5-minute video. And I get that. If that's what you want, go somewhere else. It's not going to bother me if you don't watch my channel. My point is, I like to sit down with people and get personable. I don't want to make a super dry. Would y'all hush? Cats. I don't want to make a super dry, to the point video that's 5 minutes long and give zero context. Um, there's probably hundreds of videos of dudes out there that are opening up pairs of sunglasses in 5 minutes, and they're like, "Here's the box, here's the sunglasses. See you tomorrow," and that's it. Like, yeah, I could do that. but I don't want to be like those other channels. I want to be my own channel. Not to mention, you never know the situation that the person is in that's watching your video. There may be a person out there that is watching this video right now that is in the exact same situation that I'm in. And now, by me giving context to my situation, my life, what I look for, and all these other things, they may say, oh my God, that's exactly what I need. You'd be surprised. Like, again, it's not like, I have the best channel out there. But surprisingly enough, sorry, I got to sneeze. Surprisingly enough, I have run into enough people through doing this channel, um, with me going into context, where people have thanked me enough to be like, thank you. I've watched like 20 reviews and unboxing videos from other channels, and nobody goes in depth on anything. You're the only video or channel that actually answered my question. Like, for instance, I had a video that was about body wash, and I went in depth on issues that I was having from other body washes. I went in depth on allergy issues that I had. I went in depth on a bunch of other stuff. And I even went as far as to show you in a shot glass what color the body wash was and all kinds of stuff. I actually had a lady comment talking about how she had watched for hours other videos of the exact same product and nobody talked about it in depth. Nobody gave life context. Nobody gave anything. All they literally did was did a 5-minute video where they were like, it smells good, and that was it. I like this body wash. It's my favorite. I used it for a week or two, and that's all you got. And she was like, your channel is the only channel that I have watched where I actually got my answer I was looking for. Was it a 30-40 minute video? Yes. But I feel like editing, one, I can't do it because all I got is my cell phone and I'm too lazy to figure out how to do it. And two, that to me is part of what makes my channel my channel. Um, I'm just a guy on my porch sitting here having a conversation with you. I'm not the kind of channel where it's like a TikTok. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be a quick little thing for you to watch and then scroll past. I want to be the guy that where you sit down at night. Maybe you eat dinner. Maybe you are just relaxing at the end of a long day and you watch my videos. Like we're sitting and having a conversation almost. I'm not here for you to just watch my video and flip through it because you're in a hurry. I'm here to give you in-depth information. It might not always be necessarily on the product, but it will be context or stories or backstories or whatever, um, as to why I ordered the product, why I'm using the product, why I, you know, think the product would be good. There's all these reasons because so many people today, especially in the world we live in, um, care about fast paced everything and care more about pumping out content and pumping out videos that will boost other people more than they do about honesty. And that's one of the things that I care the most about on my channel is I'm not I'm not making money. I'm not a big channel. I don't have to worry about people sponsoring me or wanting to hire me to do videos. I do this on my own time. Sometimes I get lucky and people will send me free stuff to review, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff I'm having to get for myself, and so I can be honest. Other people are getting sent stuff for free or getting paid, and then you got to worry are they being honest, or is it just because they got sent the product and they want to be sent more products? That's all stuff that you never know. With my channel, you don't have to worry about it. If I make any sort of video and I tell you I like this product, go buy it, it's because I tested it and abused it and I know I like it. If I tell you I don't like a product, it's because I don't like a product. Sorry. Um, Sometimes I will you will see me like products more often than not because a lot of times, especially if companies send me products, I won't make a video telling you I don't like the product, so you'll never know. just because I personally I don't like bashing companies. If a company sends me a product and it's garbage, it doesn't live up to what they claim or what it's supposed to be or holds up or whatever the issue may be, I will message the company and let them know, like, the product wasn't good. What do you want me to do? I don't feel like openly bashing your product on any sort of flat platform. What do you want me to do? And then I'll give them the choice, um, whether or not I make the video or not. Right. Every once in a while, I'll get a company that's like, go ahead. We like our feedback. Go ahead and make the video. And then I got some companies that are like, okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. They don't want me bashing their company either, and I get it. But I'm not that guy. That's why I said, if you watch my channel and you're like, everything he reviews he likes, like, he's obviously lying, because he's got like a couple hundred videos and every single one of them is good. There's a handful of videos in there where I will straight up tell you a product is garbage. But more times than not, my videos will straight up just be, I like a product, because I don't make or post a lot of videos um, bashing companies, just because I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. And that's why sometimes I do like to make unboxings like this product, because right now, today, I'm in love with my purchase. I'm in love with what I got. I'm in love with, they're everything that I wanted them to be. But a week from now, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, where are they going to be? How am I going to feel about this company? I don't know until I do the review. And since I purchased these with my own money, I would say that yes, I would make a review bashing them if it sucked. But again, I'm that type of guy where I just don't want to make a video openly bashing a company. At the same time, I do feel like in this type of situation, I probably should fill people in on my experience. And that's why a lot of times I will work with the company behind the scenes for that type of thing. Like, say, for instance, right now I'm having amazing quality your product. I'm having no issues. The company's nice. I've talked to them a few times. If the product sucks, they break, I have any issues with them, before I make a review, I will exercise my rights as a customer. I will, take them up on their whole 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, free replacement thing if I have any issues, if I'm still in that window. If I have no issues, I'll make a review telling you. And then if, beyond that, if I still haven't had any issues for a couple of years, and then I have to use the $25 thing, then I will do it and then make another video. But yeah, I'm not gonna straight up just make a video and be like, oh my god, they pissed me off, they make a horrible product. No, I'm gonna give the company time to make it right. Then if the company doesn't make it right, then of course I'll make my video saying, like, the product's crap or whatever, and this is my experience. Like, there's another specific company out there that makes boots that a lot of people bash. I made a video on their product. I believe it was an unboxing as well, and I'm still trying the product out. But as of right now, it's been like 6 months since I've gotten the product. I've had zero issues. They're super comfortable. Not an issue at all. I've talked to the company a few times. Never had an issue from them. That's my own personal experience. Now, I will say this. They haven't tore up, so I haven't had to reach out to them and be like, hey, are y'all going to fix it? That's one of the problems that I have heard a lot of people complain about, but also they don't warranty their product. Their product is only warranted for like 60 days or something like that. And a lot of people are complaining that it was like the 69th day or the 61st day or whatever. And they told me that I was screwed. And it's like, well, there's a reason that amount of time is given. If they just were out here giving free product to everybody that was complaining, and nobody would ever have to buy product again. But yeah, I haven't had any issues. But again, maybe it's just me. Point being, I'm not going to bash a company until I know for a fact that they deserve it, if that makes any sense. If they don't give me any reason, this could be completely a garbage product, and as long as the company still treats me right, I'm still gonna buy from them. I'm still gonna promote them, because at the end of the day, if a company cares enough about their product, they're gonna stand by it. Especially if they care about the customers, just like Badass Beard Care. Um, I had issue with them years ago. I personally at the time wasn't. I was doing reviews, but not like as much as I do now. Um, and they left a bad taste in my mouth. Granted, I think it was just a bad day for somebody or a bad customer service experience, because years later, I talked to the actual owner, and the actual owner hooked me up, fixed everything. Years later, no questions asked. He wasn't even like, hey, give me your information from 6, 7 years ago or nothing. He was just like, what did we do wrong and how can I fix it? And now I'm a loyal customer to them as well, because, I had a bad experience forever ago, but they do care enough about their customers to make them happy, even years later. So, yeah, like I said, even in a situation where if I did have a bad experience with these sunglasses, I would let you know. I'm gonna go through the trouble before I make a video of like actually trying out customer service, reaching out to them and see what they do as a company versus, oh, they broke, don't buy from them. I've seen so many reviews of people that have bought products over the years that I'm not going to point people out, but I'm just saying that you can watch, like, it's usually some dude with his camera like this, pointing it at the ground with the product, and he's like, they're garbage. I wore them for 6 months and they fell apart. Don't buy them. And it's like, well, how you know that wasn't a QC issue? How you know it wasn't just that one time? Don't openly bash a company if, one, you didn't reach out to the company to see if they were willing to make it right. Two, you don't know if that's a quality control problem. I work on guitars. I play guitar and bass. As a musician over the years, QC is something that you notice a lot. And, you got companies like Squier and Fender and Gibson and Epiphone and Ibanez and all these other companies. These are big name companies that have been around forever. And even they mess up once in a while. And I'm not going to go out here and buy an $800 guitar and have like a little dent in one of the frets and be like, oh my God, this guitar's garbage. The company's garbage. It's like, did you reach out to the company? Because I guarantee if they knew, they'd fix it. It says nothing about the company. You didn't give the company a chance to make it right. Now, if you reach out to the company and the company tells you to kick rocks, then blast them. But so many people will have one little bad experience with a company and then like hate them for life. And it's like, well, give them a chance to make it right. So, yeah, I know this is like over 40-minute video for no reason. I'm sorry. Companies must hate me, but at the same time, I'm not doing this for the company. Well, I make the videos for the companies because if the company makes a good product, I want people to know. But at the same time, like, they didn't hire me. They didn't send me this product for free. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not on their payroll. So, plus, I highly doubt they'll use this video for promotion in the first place. I'm some random dude with like 200, almost, yeah, 200 something followers on YouTube. I've got a couple thousand on TikTok, but I don't do reviews there. So, um, but yeah, as of right now, I'm absolutely in love with these. I love how they even put, I didn't show it. I don't know if you can see it, but right here it's like etched. It says Z87 plus to let you know they're rated, and then right beside it it says Detour. Just little details like that are freaking amazing. I keep finding little pieces of fuzz. And I will say this too, even though I keep having like oil issues, and that's just my personal issues because again I use beard products and hair products. Um, it does wipe off quite easily. Like there's some right there. I'm guessing from like being back here, it pretty well comes off. It's just one of those things that does bug me as a customer, um, sunglass wearer, I guess you'd call it, that I particularly don't care for, just because it's annoying. Especially when you're like trying out a new pair of sunglasses or something, and somebody comes up to you and they're like, "Oh my god, I've been wanting to try those. Can I try them on?" And then you pull them off your head and they're like all greased up, because on a normal pair of glossy frames you wouldn't notice it, and then you get to throw them on and be like, "Oh, those are cool." Whereas now when I hand them to you, it's like, ew. So yeah, but ridiculously comfortable. Um, they go behind the ears, which I like. I know you can't see it because of my hair, but they go back here. They're comfortable because of the hinges. They don't squeeze the head, which I really like. Um, I done got them smeary somehow. Yeah, they don't squeeze the head. They don't pull hair. They don't. There's no issues. They're super comfortable. Some of the Wayfarer glasses kind of stop up here, and it doesn't really feel like they're on. These come back here and actually hug. I know this looks inappropriate, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's no bounce. There's no slide. There's no issue. Somebody's gonna take that and make a video. Go for it. Just tag me. Uh, but yeah, like I like them. There's another company out that makes similar glasses to these that don't slip and they aren't as good, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know how to feel on a 90 to 110 degree day, because right now it's about 60 something degrees and cloudy. But as of right now, I mean, they're comfortable. Not to mention, I'm wearing them right now on a cloudy day, and they're still comfortable. Like, they're dark. They're darker than some of my sunglasses, but they're light enough to where you don't have to like wait until it's like ridiculously bright out, if that makes any sense. Like, I have a pair of Foster Grant Wayfarers from Walmart that were like $10 that I usually wear because it's the cheapest pair of sunglasses that I could find in the shape that I like, that also were polarized and non-scratch. Scratch resistant is what I meant. Which that would be another thing to be cool to see if these are scratch resistant. I would assume so with them being rated. Um, but I don't know where I was going with it. Oh yeah, they're not dark tinted, and like they suck when the sun's out. They suck even on a day like today where it's not that bright. Like, they just suck. But I wear them because they're cheap and they're comfortable. These, however, are a little bit darker. They're right in that pocket of where I want them to be. Like, they're dark enough to be sunglasses that work when it's sunny, but they're not super dark to where like you almost can't wear them. Like, I had a pair of Wayfarers years ago. They were like ultra dark lenses. Like, you could hold them up like this and you couldn't even see through them. And like, I loved them because you couldn't see my eyes. I hate when you can see my eyes when I wear sunglasses. But they were so dark that even on like a bright sunny day, they almost gave you a headache, because like it just felt like always it was always night. Like, it was bad. So I very rarely would wear those, and then I lost those in the flood. But anyway, yeah. So far, absolutely in love with these. What the heck is that? I keep getting stuff on them. That's another thing I've noticed. You ever notice that new sunglasses are kind of like new shoes? The only time you ever mess them up or get them dirty is when they're brand new. Like, seriously, like, you get a pair of new shoes or new boots, and you're in that new period where like you don't want to mess them up. It's like you're constantly getting them dirty, messing them up, getting something smeared on them. But as soon as like they're broken in and you're like past that period and you no longer care, nothing happens. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But like I said, there was no bubble wrap in here. I mean, there was some in it, but it was like there was no air in it. But I also didn't have any issues, so it worked out. Did I just? Nah, screw it. If you find out where I live, have fun. Ain't nobody gonna come out here and BFE. Trust me. Trust me. almost an hour. I don't know. But yeah, so far, loving them. I'll reach back out in probably a month or two, do like a kind of a review slash update. Um, because with something like this, one, I got like a month until I decide whether I want to order the gold ones, and two, it's sunglasses. I mean, anything other than um normal everyday wear, like there's no real reason for me to like do a year review. You know, I might if they end up being like my absolute favorite thing in the world, but there's no real reason. You know, unless I have issues down the line or something. Like I said, if I end up breaking them or something just due to stupidity, we'll see how the company treats um, the situation. That's always good to know because you don't know that, and I'm still talking. Yep. On to the next video.